welcome back. Well, today we have a very interesting topic, and if you were to look at this topic, it's right on JW.org. If we were to go to their website, it's right here. And I'll have to get over here. Yeah. So if we went to JW.org's website, we're going to go there. It's right here. You got to go into the library and you check videos. A lot of people don't like reading anymore, so they check videos, what's new. This is brand new. It's featured right on the website here. I gave up on religion. So we're gonna click into that and watch this video here.
I gave up on religion.
So yeah, we'll click in there. We're gonna watch this religion. There, that'll give us the whole screen here. But first of all, before we go there, I want to actually go and have a different meeting. Sometimes it's good to get the mindset of the people that are building these movies. And when we look around this room, what do we see? We see people that are, maybe fit this word, self-centered personality styles characterized as having excessive preoccupation with oneself and with one's needs, often at the expense of others. So here are these guys in this room here. They have 8.5 million followers under them, and they use a secret elders book to monitor all the congregations. That's how they control them. Now, the governing body, when we talk about narcissism, they consider themselves to be unique, and that they can only be understood by actually the people inside this room here. So they require excessive admiration, and that's what we see within this organization. Everything flows through them. No one can have insight to God or to Jesus on their own and then bring that up in a congregational meeting. You'll get shunned or disfellowship for that. So the narcissist requires excessive admiration, possesses a strong sense of entitlement, and willingly takes advantage of others to achieve their own ends. And that's what's happening. The rank and file, the people like myself, would come in and work at Kingdom Hall construction builds for free. We would donate all our resources. This is happening all over the world. They're flying into Ramapo and the Jesus Center in Australia and donating all their labor for free. So this is what happens. These narcissists, they get a lot of attention, and they display arrogant behavior at times, and they lack empathy and often believes that others are envious of them. So this is kind of how you get a feel for what's going on. Now, what happens is we, as the followers of narcissists, we end up with a lot of these behavioral tendencies. Now, there's 9 points of narcissism, and they according to American Psychiatric Association today, they say if you can say yes to any of the 9, you have a problem. You should probably address it. Now, we'll all be able to say yes to some of them because we all have narcissistic tendencies. So here's the 9 points. It's number 1 is grandiose. Do we have a sense of self-importance? Well, of course. All Jehovah's Witnesses believe that they're the only ones, that they have the truth. Number 2, preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. And that's what we believe the new system's all about. We're waiting for it, the paradise. Very much so. Number 2, so we can answer 2 out of 2. 3, believes that he or she is special, unique, can be understood by or should associate with other special high-status people. Like we're all a worldwide association of brothers. We should only be associating within our brotherhood. Going outside of the brotherhood is the wicked world. You see, we can fit 3 now, all of us. We feel special in that way. Number 4, requires excessive admiration. Well, that's a iffy one, depends. Number 5, has a sense of entitlement. I think all Jehovah's Witnesses have that sense of going through Armageddon and being preserved, while other relatives, friends, apostates will all be toast, barbecued. You see, that fits the bill. Has a sense of entitlement. 6, is interpersonality exploitive, takes advantage of others to achieve his or her own ends. How many Jehovah's Witnesses take advantage of others to get out into the field ministry? Think about that. Now, if we're done thinking about it, I thought about it, and all those years I was a JW, everyone that could get a free ride, get into your car without donating for gas would do it because they're serving Jehovah. Especially pioneers, ones with special privileges. They expected to be given more. Okay. Often envious of others and believes that others are envious of him. Jehovah's Witnesses within, especially the elder, the brothers, very competitive because they're all striving to be an elder. Then when you're an elder, you want to be a circuit overseer, district overseer. Like there's always so much room for growth, for striving, and it's competitive. Number 9 shows arrogance, haughty behaviors or attitudes. And that happens even after coming out of the religion. Sometimes we feel that our ideas are it. And one guy said to me, Joe, I think, said, if we all believed the same, we would all be in a cult. And that's why we got out of the religion. So we're all going to have different ideas. A lot of these narcissistic behaviors that are part of being a Jehovah's Witness will eventually go away, a lot of them, and some of them will stick with us. Now, let's get to the next point here. Really, what is this all about? This is about sales. We've been talking quite a bit about sales. The organization is one big business, and it's leaking. It's got holes all over the place. Lawsuits, CSA lawsuits, losing membership. People are leaving because they're disgruntled. What are we going to do? Norway is canceling them as a religion. We have to come up with something here. We have to come up with something. So what's the closes? We looked at our last video at a bunch of closes. One of them is an assumptive close. And this closing technique draws on the power of positive thinking. So if you believe you will close this deal from the first piece of email outreach, it can have incredible effects on the rest of the sales process. So, emails and things like that, right? Assumptive closes. So after calling a meeting, did this presentation align with your expectations? Or if you've just provided them with new information about your product or service, ask, does this sound like something that would be valuable to you? Or does this meet a specific need or a pain point, you see? So you no longer have to count time. So does this align, help you out? This is what they're trying to do. These are closing techniques, folks. So we're going to go all the way down to 8 on our list. The alternative close. And the alternative close is right here. Salespeople use this technique to present prospects with 2 or more buying options that can lead to a sale. So prospects may believe that this puts them in the driver's seat and gives them the feeling of control over the deal. So in this video we're going to watch, you have an alternative close. You could be a Catholic or you could be a Jehovah's Witness. So keep that in mind in this video we're going to watch. We're going to go down to number 13, the objection closed. The objection closing technique works when you don't know why a prospect is stalling. You see, people are coming into the Jehovah's Witness site. The rank and file are out there doing their job, pulling people in. People are looking at this, but they're stalling. Why are they stalling? Well, they're stalling because of all the bad publicity. They just have to go to the internet, and it's just full of bad publicity for Jehovah's Witnesses, because this is really what's going on. They're fighting CSA. They're fighting yesterday's elders book. And they don't want to be responsible. They're saying we don't have to apologize. The light has gotten brighter. We changed our elders book. And they're fighting Norway. And they're going to lose charity status in Norway if they don't do something serious. These are the objections. So what do? Well, it's the objection close. The prospect has a few objections. After you've ascertained that your prospect knows what your product offers, ask if they have more objections. Well, that's what they did in Norway, and Norway said you got to quit the shunning. So, but you see, in Norway, the Catholic Church can be a charity, but Jehovah's Witnesses cannot. This is what's going on in Norway. So that's why I think about this video. It's about the Catholic Church and Jehovah's Witnesses. And by asking this question, you can address their objection instantly and get them to sign a deal quickly. So they're trying to get Norway to sign that deal. Number 14, the video close. This is the most important one. This is how JW.org is moving forward in the video close. So here it is, folks. Nothing builds trust better than videos. This is a known fact. You can change the narrative. You can add things. You can add words. It could be from the Bible. Yeah, it has the Bible stuff in there, but you've made it your own. It's the video close, and people trust it. And when you use videos to address objections, explain pricing, or talk about a feature, prospects see your face and the effort you put in to close them. So explaining pricing, talk about features, prospects. So you see, JW.org, they can masterfully make these videos. And we're going to look at a 5-minute video, and you'll look at how they in 5 minutes, you're going to get to know this guy, this priest, and you're going to know him from childhood in 5 minutes, and you're going to trust him, and you're going to trust him when he says something, because he was a priest. And he actually researched all religions. And he's not only a priest, he has higher education. He has psychology, a psychology degree. He's a teacher. So this is a high authority close that they're using as well. So when you use video close techniques, keep tabs on your email to know when your prospect views the video. Once they do, chat with them and address other objections in real time. So I don't know if JW.org is doing that yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if their website moves into this. Now, it says you can say, hi, first name, I hope this video answered your questions about the issue. I'd love to answer any other questions immediately. So I could imagine that you're at the cart witnessing. Someone comes up to you and has questions on CSA. You start the video, it's only 5 minutes. You play this video, and at the end of the video, that person's going to walk away with hopefully a different opinion on CSA. Let's see if it changes your opinion. Let's get right into the video. And we're going to move in here. So I'm going to turn on my audio here. And we're going to play the video.
There was such an emptiness. Because I really wanted to believe in God my whole life. I wanted to believe. Where were you? You knew I was looking for you, God. And I felt abandoned. My love for photography goes way back till about age 6, when I got my first little Kodak Instamatic. I just thought it was a wonderful way to document the world. Dad was very much a give back to the community kind of guy. My mom, her biggest quality is empathy. So growing up with that, I saw the best way to be helpful to people was also to become a priest, because I thought those were the best people in the best position to be the most helped. When I was 18, I went to the college seminary, and that was the road to the priesthood. I left there angry because we were all going through the motions of ritual. There was no authenticity. After a few years, I entered a monastery in the United States as a counselor in training, working with alcoholic priests. But again, it reinforced my disappointment with the church, because here was the big secret. Here's where all the troubled priests go. I felt everything I had believed in had been a lie. I tried Zen Buddhism. I tried Tibetan Buddhism. I went through all of the churches, and there was nothing there. Nothing. And I said, we're done. By this point, I had a real edge. I was a very, very angry person. I felt the world had done me over. I noticed That was reflected in my photography. There were less and less people in the pictures and more buildings and objects. As a psychology professor, as a counseling professor, my mission was accomplished if my student could leave that class and had learned how to think for themselves and not just to take in what they're being sold. I had a thing about organizations lying to people. You know, I'd been a student of all sorts of learnings, but there was always something missing.
When Tom asked me to study with him, I did feel intimidated because here you had a man who was a professional in the secular world. He was a teacher at college, a psychologist. So to me, that was a challenge.
I had a big old notebook of questions, and he sat beside me, and he said, "So you have some questions?" And I said, "Yep, here we go. So how does your organization handle child sexual abuse? How does the money work? What's the check and balance? Where's the transparency?" And what I noticed, what he always did, he answered them from Scripture. This was revolutionary in my mind because these were not just some institution's views or some individual's views, but this was the very authority of God. You know, studying the Bible changed my life for the better, completely. I love the diversity of the congregation. I'm learning so much about how we're all the same. I have a lot more pictures of people. When people lose hope, they've lost everything. And by studying the Bible, you learn why there is suffering, why people die. You learn that this whole world is not spiraling out of control. By coming to have a real personal relationship with the Supreme Sovereign of the universe, it gives you hope. I love what I'm still learning. I learn every day. And that's the difference. I have confidence in what I'm learning, confidence that it's the truth.
Okay, we'll give it a quick review here. 5 minutes, they can pack a lot in there. The main thing that these video experts and salespeople try to do with these videos is get you into the story. And then they throw tidbits in there that's going to solve any underlying question you may have in your mind that's stalling you from proceeding forward with this religion. And that's what they did. It was masterfully done. They took this guy. They have 8.5 million followers, they claim, all over the world. And they have 120,000 congregations. They have all these people going out in the daily ministry. They all have to be ministers. And they're going to run into people like this. Over the years I've been in there, there was nuns that have come in, all kinds of different people. Mormon elders have come in. I had one book study overseer that was a Mormon elder before he became a Jehovah's Witness. And they make these people elders really quick because they have a knowledge from the religion they came from. Like this guy, he came from, he was a Catholic priest, so he has a lot of knowledge. And when he does a complete flip, he's going to climb the ladder really quick because they can use him and his higher education to their advantage. So you see how this feeds narcissism? This fella hopped from one narcissistic position, a priest and a school teacher. So you have a lot of authority, and you have to have healthy narcissism to be in those authoritative positions. But you can take healthy narcissism and compound it with like, we're the only ones that are going to live forever, and all you guys are going to be barbecued. The shunning policy, the blood policy. You start throwing that all in there. There's a lot of narcissism involved. But let's just take a quick look. We're going to bounce through. They did a good job. They showed his childhood, how they get you into his story. And then they come up there, they show the Catholic priest part of it, and how that was all garbage. And he says it was just full of problems and lies. This is where he's saying lies.
Nothing. And I said, we're done.
and he was done with religion. He checked all the religions. He went negative.
People in the pictures
and then we get over here. He meets the Jehovah's Witness, and he had a stack of questions. Now, I don't know about you, but we all were Jehovah's Witnesses at one time, and I know in my territories we called on the priests. I talked to priests. I had some of my best discussions with priests, and because they have the same questions that you and I have. They're just people. They just spent all that time in the priest, just like we spent all this time in the Jehovah's Witness. No different. And we study the Bible to some level different. But we all develop a sense of narcissism, unhealthy sense of narcissism. So let's just play this a bit and see what he says here and how you see, the Watchtower, they probably sat down with him and his family and spent a couple of days, weekend or a week or whatever, getting his story on video. So then they take all that video, and all they need is 5 minutes for this video. So they're gonna put pieces in here, put lots of pictures in, him walking through libraries, things like that. Very well done, but this is a typical sales video. And so what do you want to do in the sales video? You want to knock your competitor. You want to answer any questions they have. They have problems with CSA and things like that. Let's see what they did here.
How does your organization handle child sexual abuse? How does the money work? What's the check and balance? Where's the transparency? And what I noticed, what he always did, he answered them from Scripture. This was revolutionary in my mind, because these were not just some institution's views.
So that's what they think. Everything's answered from the Scriptures. You see, this is how it is. The JWs go to the Scriptures. But when you talk about transparency, where does the money go? He didn't give you the answers on this video. It's some words he said when they were taping him. And then some other words he said. They always go to the Scriptures, so they threw those two in. And the guy's going to say, yeah. But here's the transparency part of it. I've ran this on lots of other videos. But the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Canada, they're not transparent. They get X's, F's, and low. And they have lots of money for the cause, but they don't use it. And we come all the way down here to the finances. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society of Canada is not financially transparent. And all over the world, none of the religions are financially transparent. They don't want to show their pocketbooks. They want to all be charities. They don't want to feed the poor. They don't want to look after people. They don't want to help people. They just want to print magazines and make movies and sell memberships. That's all these religions want. Catholics, Jehovah's Witnesses, all of them. Now, the problem with the Jehovah's Witnesses are they shun. And they do absolutely nothing. The Catholics might do a little bit. They have some soup kitchens and stuff. But the Jehovah's Witnesses do nothing. So when I see these videos, I come back and I talk to the governing body here. And it's garbage. This is a sales pitch to confuse people. Well, it's brilliant. From a business standpoint, they're trying to plug some of the holes in their boat. They're trying to stop people from leaving. They're trying to get people in, even though in spite of all the negative news media. So they throw out a video like this at the end of the 5 minutes. You're riding the bus with someone. Everyone has a tablet, it seems like. And they're playing these videos. You can download them. You don't need to have airtime for this. You can download these videos onto your tablet. You're riding the bus or the subway. And you've got a captive audience. They're teaching you how to be informal and to play movies. And you play this movie and people are going to watch it. So it's a brilliant sales tactic. But what's important to you and me when we look at all of this stuff? I'm talking to you and me as the audience, not the governing body. But what's important to us is that we understand their true motive in putting these videos out. Well, that's my opinion, folks. And until next time, keep living your day with love. Bye for now.